As of right this second on taxes, I pay property taxes on all my possessions, and I pay taxes on all my labors, and I have to pay insurances for security on my transit back and forth to work. That's a tax because it's a mandated tax. And now I have to pay a mandated tax on my health insurance to have access and be allowed to have access to medication, from antibiotics to pain ointments or whatever. All these taxes are not working. I want to consolidate them all into a transaction tax of so many percent per dollar, and I want there to be a set scale of taxation for the county, the state, and the federal in that transaction tax, and 3% of it goes to the infrastructure such as the highways in the county and the security in the county and all the processes of securities in the county. Then the funds go to the state and the federal, and that eliminates, first off, having to panhandle to the federal government for grants to spend on the infrastructure. And then when the grants get to the state level, they have to get their administrators' cost out as they hand it down back to the county or the districts, back to the district's administrators. Then there's a dozen administrators that work there that get their handful out of it, and then it gets sprinkled out on the road real thin by the cheapest contractor. The cheapest contractor does it over and over and over, and the substructure decays constantly for a period and gets washed out because of the porous materials that the modern day people are putting down versus petroleum-based surfaces, which there's a way to mix them together. I've illustrated it to my representative about 12.5 times that you seal the road to where the water can't absorb into it, doesn't lay on top, doesn't push out the water in the winter, doesn't freeze and crack and turn into brittle and have cracks in it. It's been down for 4 months. I mean, all over this whole mountain, all the roads are just crumbling right now. It's 30 degrees outside. And if you look around, you can see that snow and stuff. I mean, it's 20 degrees or 20 below. I can't remember what they just talked about. It's cold. Anyhow, it's insufficient, and it's neglectful, and it's got so much levels of bureaucracy on it. It's so expensive, it's inflated. But we need to maintain the jobs. They keep screaming jobs, jobs, jobs. Well, yes, we have to preserve the government jobs, and we have to entice the free market. And the one safe trade, transit, insurance, commerce, sales tax, appropriation, accountability, infrastructure, investment, incentive system will do exactly that. Okay? You take and put that cut trade tax on everything from the field. When you bring it into the first sales, the farmers bring it in from the field, it goes to the first sale. You get you top dollar, you pay your tax on it, you take it to the mill, you refine it, you sell it again, you get money, you pay transaction tax. That's 2 times it's been taxed. You're not really going to feel it. They mill it and then they sell it retail. That's from the field to the miller, to the retail. After it's been sold retail, we never have to do anything again, ever. And we incentivize medicine through this tax system. That way we can, as a group of citizens, purchase patents back for public domain. Because patent laws are what keep everything so expensive and what suppress technologies. What keep us from being able to prosper and off the grid and everything. We could have electricity just as simple as setting a grandfather clock once a day. Our tax system should buy that technology, buy that intellectual patents and stuff, and free them into the public domain after they're 5 to 10 years old, whatever we determine. Not this progressive buying up technology from the 1800s and not even letting the students of today see the wheels and the gears and the magnificently huge flywheels and everything. We don't get to see that, and we have to buy that stuff back with our taxes. We have to pay our securities, and we cannot just let it go out of our communities like a sprinkler, because it's starting to evaporate before it comes back down to to earth. If you know what I'm talking about, the money just goes up to Washington, and all the administrators jerk all theirs out of there, and before it gets back down to where the commerce needs to be maintained, there's nothing left. Definitely no education, definitely no road surfaces, definitely no freedom of recreation, definitely no freedom to treat and have good health, because you got to pay a ransom just to get your teeth fixed. I mean, any physician tell you the vast majority of their money goes to the insurance companies. Where's the real security of paying taxes? Where's the security of civil citizens in the civil marketplace? It doesn't exist. That's why it's right in Grigg 2016. And we will incentivize the medical field. We will incentivize the professionals and the ethics we need, because everybody wants to be at the top of their game. If they're a medical technician, there will be a top dog of the medical profession. Okay? We will incentivize, not pay ransom to medicine. I mean, we got to incentivize good treatment. We got to have an incentive system. And if we're going to have so many regulations, apparently we don't have a free market no more. And everybody's scared because of all these regulations. They won't let people live. And it's got to stop. It's just got to stop. We got to have freedom. We cannot have a black market. We got to have, eventually, in our heads, the projection of 100% free recreational liberties. As long as people don't harm people, as long as I'm not aggressive towards somebody, as long as I don't poison their water, as long as I don't do anything to them aggressively, I should be secure in my possessions, in my possessions. That's what the Constitution laid out, that we should be secure in our possessions. I think they was pretty well talking about our homes, our company, our works. You know, we can't do civil commerce without maintaining utilities. So we need a one set flat trade tax instead of all the administrators voting themselves access to our private personal possessions. And that's 10 minutes of ranting and raving about taxation, and I'm sure there's more questions to be answered, but nobody's ever asked me none, so I'll just give you some ranting and raving. Have a good day. Have fun.